Hoot hoot everybody! Hoot hoot! I'm Vilhelm, Vanderbos, the Noble Owl, and welcome back to my monthly art challenge. How are you, Plumies? Can you hear me okay? There was a Mirrors 11 update, and I always had to check everything. I actually left a note for myself. There was an update! Exclamation mark. So that means I need to check all the audio. Again. How are you doing? There was. The question is if it caused some scuff. Sound is good, good. Loud and clear, nice. Loud? Thank you. Sleepy, sound is good, nice. Sounds good. Sleepy, and you? I'm pretty mellow too, actually. I had a really nice night. I had some nice food today. No scuff in the sounds, good. Let me just test it with a prism wall. There we go. Finished your challenge art this morning? Wait a minute. I haven't made a challenge entry room. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. There was an update, question exclamation mark, and make a challenge room. Make a channel for art challenge. I'm not sure. I don't think I did. Maybe I did. I'm not sure anymore. Huh? Anyway. I'll look into it. Who's here though? I see Freya. I see Nodlanai. Welcome back. Kane, Jess, welcome. Joy, Momo, Nyajime, Silas, Zaya. Who else is here? This sleepy keeps carrying. Yeah, it does, right? It's gonna get me soon. One get will get live prism wall one day. Microphone's not gonna like it. I had to crank it down a lot. Tamari Nara, welcome. Have I not said welcome to someone? Harrier. Prism wall will wake us all up. I don't think you'll hear it because it's just gonna cut out. It'll be like, Prism! Last time I had to shout, funny enough. Hello, Nemuru. Before Prism Wall, and just doing the Vilhelm thing. That it was actually for the cover with Ready Steady. Can you guess which part? Nai, hello. Two years. Please, Plumie, say something. Please, Plumie. Yes.
2 years of Alchemist is approaching soon. _cheer. I'm so happy I've been able to support you for so long. _heart.
Thank you so much, Momo. Me too. I'm really happy to have you here for, well, almost 2 years. Goodness. Plumie lives, yeah. Plumie's a little sleepy today too, though, aren't you? Plumie has things to say.
If you'd like to join our crossover art challenge, check out the instructions in chat or in the video description.
Good, they didn't even stumble over. You guys remember when I was talking about the whole, like, you guys vote if you would like to see me at Vexpo, and Plumie just went like, la 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 la. That's so good. My favorite ad reader. Oh, well, we got some more. don't we? Lumi? Oh, never mind, we don't have any more. Just
Bill
kidding.
has physical merch now. Check out the link in chat.
Yeah, there you go. Hi, Kiyoshi. Kiyoshi Nanashi, welcome. Yeah, welcome back. I am going to be drawing on my own entry for my art challenge. We do a monthly art challenge every month. Shocker for the name. And this month is a crossover challenge called Owl Crossover. Cleverly named Owl Crossover. Where you are encouraged, instructed to draw 2 or more characters from different universes each and have them interact, do something they would alongside each other, maybe do something they wouldn't do alongside each other. But yeah, it's very much inspired by all the shenanigans that's been going around lately from people playing Tomodachi Live on Switch. And so that is the art challenge this time around. We got Plumie's drawing. I'm drawing 2 characters. Might put a third in depending on. It's Plumie's drawing more characters, 3 characters. There's a Plumie Lapis drawing a whole tavern of characters interacting. So yeah, you can go ahead and have a look at the instructions of what you're supposed to do. That's pinned in chat right now. Also, it also has a bit of the rules for the channel for the challenge, so that your entry doesn't get disqualified from being featured. Do we have anything else to say? No. I drew 7 characters. Exactly. I have one thing to say. I made a Plumie recipe today. For you guys that don't know, for my 2nd anniversary, that was in April, the Plumies put together a little fan project and made me a cookbook with lactose and gluten sensitivity in mind, which was really nice. It was really nice. Thank you all so much. I really enjoyed it. So finally, taking off some of the recipes, I made the first one, the teriyaki chicken. I'm gonna bring up the illustration for that too. I'll show you a picture, yeah. Because yeah, for those that don't know, I like to cook. I'll find ways to add and change around and maybe, in my opinion, add my own little bits and stuff to the recipes. But let's see, I got it. Let's see. I want to show you the cookbook as well, so give me just a moment. Let's put on this for now. It is in the front. You can actually have a look at the cookbook yourself if you want in the Fan Project Museum of the Discord.
We have a Plumie community Discord. Use the invite link that got posted in chat to join.
We have a Plumie community Discord. Now we get tired of that. But yeah, you can join the community Discord. Is where I hang out between streams, where all the Plumies, or at least most of the Plumie fan base hangs out too, and hang out and share in all things creative. They draw. We have a feedback channel where you can get some tips and tricks from the Plumies, and yeah, there's also a hidden chat which I can't see, both for members and for Plumies. That you can just talk. I don't see it, and it does. Sometimes you're up to secrecy, such as fan projects or surprises. I think personally that it's really important that you all have a space that you can talk, that I don't necessarily overview. The moderators can still see it and they have a look at that for me, but otherwise it's all good. So we got the I closed it. Dang it. Okay. So we have the PDF. It was made as a PDF. The Kegcellent recipes with the cover is right here, illustrated by Lapis. So the one that I went for is of course this one right here, is the Maika's chicken teriyaki. which has an illustration made by Nai. This is the starting part of it all. So this was illustrated by Nai, and even though the recipe per se doesn't have any kind of broccoli, I felt like broccoli belongs in it, so I added it. Hi Miri, welcome. Hey Starlina, welcome. So here we go. This is what I had for dinner. Hey Kiana, welcome. Welcome back. So I added the garnish as a little bit of broccoli in there too. With some little bit of leek. Or at least the smaller ones. It's pretty tasty. A little bit of sesame seeds on there too. Spring onion, that's what it's called. Thank you. Yep. And I did miss one thing that I wanted to do because I didn't have it at hand. But whenever I boil rice, and this is optional, I know some people like their rice plain and simple, but I like to put a bit of bouillon. So if you have like a little dice, a bouillon dice of I don't know, vegetable bouillon or chicken, just put that in there with the rice. Let it boil with the rest and let the water boil away. Makes the rice really tasty. You really plated that up. Really? You think so? That's kind of, I tend to, whenever I scoop the rice, I just kind of put it like that. The garnish is kind of what I feel like I plated up. Otherwise, I tend to like just chop cucumber and put it in the plate as well. But thank you. It was tasty. I did want to get a good shot of it, so I did try to find a good angle. Yeah, that was my food today. It was really tasty. Yep, instantly flavored your rice. Yeah, I actually love making. If I have any leftover rice, it's a really nice snack for later. You wanna do like owl man. I was gonna say poor man's onigiri, but I would say like owl man's onigiri. You can just grab some of that flavored rice, and then you put like, if you have any kind of salads like egg salad or tuna or zalm, gerookte zalm, just put that in there and then roll it into an onigiri. It's a nice snack. I love doing that. It's so tasty, the freaking flavored rice. Yum. Oligiri. Thank you. So yeah, I cooked this today. It was really nice. I give it hoot out of hoot. So here's the art that I'm working on. I'm drawing Forte from Rune Factory 4. She's going to be fighting Link from Breath of the Wild. And I had a bit of issues with the pose, and I got a nice tip from Harrier in the Plummy community Discord. Let me have a look, see. Was it feedback requests? Yeah. So the pose, and I will, if Harrier has tips on dynamic poses, I'm all ears, especially now that I have the ears. I just make Owlman's onigiri every so often when I have rice left over. I also, like, I kind of have a question for you all. Like, there's always this whole thing that I know happened almost like a meme that if people wash their rice or not. I used to believe that too, like, oh, you don't wash your rice, you should wash your rice. But it kind of depends what texture I'm in the mood for, honestly. Because you literally boil the rice, so it's nothing that's going to be bad for you if it's in there. It's just about the starch. What fillings do you like for your jelly-filled donuts? Tuna or salmon? Never say that to my partner. What? That I don't boil the rice? That I don't clean the rice? Why do you clean the rice? He's welcome to find me. I'm on my channel. Right here. Because of the bugs. Which bugs? Yeah, there you go. Excess dust, but yeah. But I do rinse the rice. I do put it through like an actual proper rinse. I just don't want to get rid of the starch too much. So I do get rid of the excess stuff that though doesn't come along when I do the kind of the tilting, the tilting. So I clean it, I just don't always wash it because of the starch. Kind of also depends on the regional, I suppose. I'm gonna keep the leg there so I know where it was. I'm gonna reposition the leg. The rice will be flat if you don't fluff it up while it's warm. Yeah. There's a lot of different things you can do. You don't need to fluff it up. You can just scoop it and put it like I did, like a ball, if you want to. I have like a deciliter. I have like a deciliter container that's a bit rounded. I have a normal one, a normal IKEA one. I say like, you know, the kind of, you know, these kind of things. Let's see, just for a deciliter, the kind of that look like this. I always just scoop up rice with that, but I also have one that is kind of rounded. If I put it upside down, it looks like this. So it has a bit of a round shape. I'll just scoop up rice with that and then put it on the plate, and it looks very. Also depends on the rice, honestly, and how you cook the rice. Oh, that's cool. I got a round thing that came with the rice cooker. I did not get a free round thing with my rice cooker that is just a pot. People get very passionate about their rice. In many ways. I want like for the algorithm for people that take their rice very serious. Thumbs up. I will agree though, certain food, the rice should be presented in certain ways. It kind of takes away from the general experience of how you eat or how you experience that food, right? If the ingredients don't actually kind of, how do you say, like follow up through how it's supposed to kind of how it's supposed to look. I'll feel that. I'll definitely feel that. It depends on if you use like parboiled rice, when otherwise you could just want to use some basmati or some kind of more like not necessarily sticky, but more held together rice for certain dishes. It's not the same. Need to angle this appropriately. So probably should move the other leg back a bit. Hi, CL. Oh, I finished a commission as well. I should advertise that I finished a commission because then I get an excuse to show them. May I show it, Joy? I don't know if you're still there. Because then I can advertise for my commissions. I'll check, otherwise I can show it. It didn't have an NDA, so I'm allowed to, but I just feel like it should be, should ask. We start over the VGen feed, right? Though, because there's a VGen feed. But people here that drop by my streams might not have a VGen feed, so I will just proceed to show it. Thanks so much for the tips on the pose, Harrier. It makes a lot of sense. Sometimes you just gotta look at what kind of makes sense over what, you know, a little bit of both, right? Sometimes a pose might not make a lot of sense, but it might look cool. But in my end, I feel like I just wanted something that made it work okay, but I still feel like this leg is a bit too not long enough. Well, I need to drink something. Right, so father tries to convince me that I should eat more potatoes instead of rice because of the arsenic. Certain rice does have some arsenic. That's very true. Potatoes, I like potatoes best for a lot of dishes. I feel like it's the best exchange of flavor, fluff to calories and carbs. Daria, welcome. Let's see. Have it right here. Commissions, and of course I made a. We're talking about Joy's commission. Turned out like this. It is a custom commission bust up. Simple background. For a portrait. This is Joy's Plume Sona. So this is if you're interested, this is where to commission me.
Did you know Veal does commissions? It's true. Check out his VGen.
It's true. Thank you, thank you. Every commission you get, you also get a signed picture. With you know, for the Nando, like for instance, here's the Nando that like asked for a skeb. Skeb style, like surprise me style. So Nando's got one of these. Oh, this was actually black background. Thank you for your commission. Keep going, the Nando VT, because he plays Go, the board game. So keep going. Joy got a thank you so much for your commission. May it bring you a great joy. That alchemist is so funny. Ichigo, hello. So we get a signed one as well. Yes. Still got some more commissions to do. Thank you all so much for them. I'll be working on the next one. Coming up soon. I think I showed it on stream as well. Like I'm working on Thiel's Lumi next, and I also have a skeb to work on, a skeb style portrait that actually came from after Nando promoted that he really liked my my picture that I drew for him. That's really cool. Wanna be so bold, the leg under the buckler needs to be forward. Yeah, definitely. This one needs to be lower. I need to fix that. I'm trying to make her fit, but I think she's just taking up a bit of space. I might wanna make it smaller generally. Okay, we'll just merge everything. That's fine. The sword would probably I'm gonna change later. Let's merge everything actually. What's this? What's that? What's this? That's the hair. Yeah, okay. That's fine. You can just merge selected. And so okay. Let's fix up, like you said, the leg here. Wonder if it's a good way to do that. And probably if I use this thing here. Oh, need to actually select the things if I want it to work. I think this might help a bit. Probably need to change the positioning of the foot for this. The other foot needs to be further back, so I'm gonna try to adjust that one too. So we got this one adjusted as well, and then this other foot kind of needs to go further back. How? Not entirely sure, but we're gonna see if I can make it work. Maybe something smaller. Oh no, it's too small. Whoop. Does this work at all? I probably need to change the positioning of this foot a bit. It's not bad though, this looks pretty good. Probably notice something I need to change later on. I'm going to work a little bit on the details for now. Ooh, what are these? What are these? Ba, 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 Yush. All right. Details. I think the buckler, the hand of the buckler's a little bit big. I think just stretching it a little bit too far to the front with how little everything else is kind of foreshortened. So I kind of might wanna adjust it ever so slightly. Not too much though, otherwise the hand ends up looking a little bit too short. I think it might have been good as it was, honestly. Just a little bit. Ish, okay. I'm gonna change my art music. I need some speed. I like lo-fi, but I don't like using very hectic music all the time because it tires me out. It's a lot of stimuli on the hectic dance music. I do work faster and better, like more focused to that, but I do end up getting very tired from it. Just like if I would try to focus and work hard on things while listening to podcasts and whatnot, I end up being, I don't know, just end up feeling very stimulated. I just notice more and more how sound sensitive I can be, depending on the day. Okay. Cat demands cuddles. Cat is very right to demand cuddles. If you have an affectionate cat like that, you should definitely be giving it cuddles. Not all cats demand cuddles. Alright, otherwise I think the pose is really cool. I want to try and bring in her actual sword. I was thinking of giving them toy swords, but I think it would be cooler if they just have their actual swords. Our challenge? Crossover. Reference, here we go. You are, or are you Forte? Right there, nice. She has a, what are they called? Are they bastard swords where there's like one and a half handed swords essentially? It's not a two-hander, but it's a 1.5. Master sword, that's right. No, Zweihander literally means two-hander. Plus, a Zweihander has it's kind of meant for you to have one hand on the grip, and then it has like kind of a dull spot here. Almost like you're supposed to kind of use the second hand on the actual blade. Zweihanders, you could in certain swings, but you're not. It's not meant to be used by only the hilt. They're huge, yeah. Zweihanders are big, are so big that you could swing them without any protective stuff over your feet, because there's no way you could swing into yourself. They would just hit the ground. Hello, Succubi sisters. Welcome. Yeah, Zweihanders are very big. They're not your run-of-the-mill big swords. They're more like the actual blades of the mill in terms of size. But it's very efficient to just kind of sweep a lot. A small one is Vil size. Yeah, exactly. Small one. Almost 2 meters, just a smaller one. She's actually wielding a pretty big sword, but it's not Zweihander sized. So I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. Ba ba bum, ra ba ba bum. What are some favorite fantasy weapons of yours, Plumies? You know, the fantasy weapons, like the Master Sword is a good one. A lot of people like the Master Sword. It's painted like a very tinted steel blue, very like an actual one, like a name. Like if you say scythe, I could say what's it called? Crimson Rose? Crimson Rose? The Ruby Rose's scythe. Like an actual named one. You know, the from the Lord of the Rings, the one that what is it called? Sting? The sword that shines when there's is it orcs or something nearby? I don't remember. Pole arms and battle axes. Any ruby weapon that's also a gun. I really liked Ruby. Yamato. Yeah, Virgil sword. Nice, that's a good one. That's a good one. What's a good pole arm? I'm thinking like... There's a bunch of Soul Calibur weapons that they're named. Pole arm. I'm thinking Dynasty Warriors or something might probably have some arm that is named as well. Let's see, I like okay, let's see. Let's think sword-wise, I like do you guys know of Satoichi, the blind swordsman? He has a cane with a hidden sword. I like that one. That's pretty cool. Genoa's Sight. I like the whip sword from I mean it's not the only one that has had it, but most recently maybe what is it called? Bloodstained, the game. The whip swords are the kind of swords that kind of look like this. You get me? They're like held together by like a string or something. I never played Expedition 33. But the first whip sword I saw, I think, was Soul Calibur. There was a certain light-dressed swords woman in that game that wields it. Thought it was pretty cool looking. Yeah, I agree, Succubi sisters. The Ruby is pretty rough early on, but I really like the first couple of seasons. First 4 seasons maybe, and then it was kind of when you combine 2 cool weapons. That's definitely the philosophy of Ruby. Even though they weren't the first ones to make a sword that is also a gun. That's Final Fantasy VIII with the gunblade. Circle weapon in Soul Calibur, Tiras. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I like that. Unpractical in every variation of it all, but it looks cool. You know? I like there's like Sephiroth's longsword is a classic one, the Masamune. Oddly, most of the media I interact with doesn't name its weapons a lot of the time, but I did like the adapted type of weapons. A lot of the even if it's in comics or if it's something like an isekai kind of story or something like that, they will have names for their weapons, but tend to not really name them anything. Like they don't really actually bring back the names of it anywhere. Because usually when you see them in their equipment menu, you see what they're called, but then they just kind of never bring it up again. glad you liked the season 7, 8, and 9 of Ruby. I don't think I watched the most recent one. It was just, it felt like it was going in a much different direction than initially, and I was kind of wondering how they were gonna recover it, and now I think the news of the studio closing and the show being sold off kind of just reached me before I got around to watching it. A lot of martial arts weapons were often originated for farming tools. Yeah, because martial arts were practiced during a time when of military oppression. Not really, but you weren't really allowed to practice that stuff. So the kind of training came from actual farming tools, because, you know, it's actually tools that you would use in farmlands and stuff. So people worked on getting very proficient with those, right? Wish I could editing my comments in chat. I get that. But also that would be a nightmare for me to moderate and for my blue mods as well. So I'm happy you can't. The more recent ones were after the buyout. Not really. There wasn't the buyout didn't affect Ruby really. The studio were just kind of losing the writers and people involved. But yeah, they got put down, or I say put down. They actually ended their activities, or generally they closed down the studio. And Ruby went to a Liz Media, I think, or something in Japan. They have the actual license for it. Don't know if they're gonna do anything with it. At least I remember them doing a season, or like an anime of Ruby. I thought that was pretty good. It was nice to see them back at the school again, like it was meant to be in the beginning. The characters tend to have a little bit more of a fun, like fitting. How do you say that? Archetype, like they would do in anime as well. It fits them really well. Honestly, a lot of the time we suddenly need to fight, you grab whatever's closest to you. Yeah, that's true. Nothing heavy, so I guess a sword, though I like doing archery. Okay. Swords are expensive. Yeah, if you need a lot of that stuff. Yeah, a sword is a specific weapon after all. It's specifically a weapon. You kind of might want something you can get some more use out of. Yeah, husband has a sword just casually under the bed. Not sure what kind it is. A lot of it is in the balancing of it, the weight and the center of gravity in it. Okay, Forte, let's have a look at you. I have an obscure weapon that came to mind that I really like as well, but I say obscure because it's from an old OVA, like an old anime that I watched when I was a bit in the groove of watching older shows. Older shows like, I don't know, like Sailor Moon, like Fist of the North Star, like some of the older movies as well around the time, Ghost in the Shell, stuff like that. There was one called Vampire Hunter D, I think it was Vampire Hunter something. Specifically the second movie. I never seen the first one. Vampire Hunter D is essentially a half vampire person that kind of well, hunts vampires or tries to get victims back from vampire kidnappings. He's a half vampire, so he can move around in the sun. He has a huge sword, like a long sword, that's shaped in a specific way. And the whole deal with that is that he well, I'm not gonna have to say the whole thing, but all the designs in the show are very pointy. So his sword essentially has a very kind of uneven, thorny, pointy hilt, kind of like this, and then it's really long. Like if I mean, put it to scale, it's kind of like this, right? And then it's just kind of shaped like this. It's kind of what it looks like. And it's just kind of like a product of its time. Is it the 80s? Yeah, okay. Because it's very much like Sephiroth coded, because you know they swing the weapons around a lot, like it's nothing. They just kind of sheath it and draw it like it's nothing as well. But I really, I always like that rule of cool. You know, it doesn't have to be realistic all the time. Like a scimitar, but smaller. Well, a scimitar would be smaller, but I think these longsword is much longer. Hi Tony, welcome. Oh, and most recently I got a new favorite one. Much thanks to the recent episode of Witch Hat Atelier. The Rain Cleaver. It looks very effective for slicing. There's a battle in Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust where he fights against the vampire, like it's kind of more like the final battle. And there's this kind of really intense, cool effect that they did when his sword kind of clashes against the wings, the razor sharp wings of the vampire. And they're kind of locked in this kind of like, you know, stalemate with the blades, like the wings, the hardened wings of the vampire and the blade. And the surface where they're kind of like meeting and kind of like, you know, kind of clashing gets so heated up that the blade and the wing of the vampire start glowing orange because of the friction and the sharpness. I think that effect is really cool. Though if I think back on it, it's a bit gruesome of an anime, also a product of its time, I suppose. But art-wise and direction and everything, I thought that was a really cool effect they did. I don't know if I can find it. Let's see. Vampire. There's a lot of everything's kind of post-apocalyptic, and they have weapons like fire, you know, wooden stakes and stuff, and it can be quite bloody and gruesome. And I think back on it, so it's not one that I would easily recommend. But Vampire Hunter, the Bloodlust sword. It's kind of, I suppose it's around the time Berserk happened. I haven't watched or read much of Berserk, but I remember seeing like an OVA, and that was really gruesome. The kind of stuff that would give you nightmares if you watched it when you were a bit, when you worked a bit too young. So I'm glad I didn't. No, I can't find it right now. Maybe a quick screenshot. Their winter tempering of the sword. Okay, I could leave it to YouTube to have like the final fight or something here as well. Okay, here. Here's a screenshot. There. See how it's heated up? It's a really cool effect. It starts off very just glowing a bit like that, and more you start seeing the kind of, you know, how the steel is kind of giving. They also add this kind of heat effect, like it's kind of really glowing, getting warmer and warmer. What I like about D as the main character, no one knows his name, I think. But he's very stoic, and like he doesn't change his facial expression. So he's kind of fighting this intense battle, and his facial expression doesn't change, which really gets in the head of the opponent usually. But yeah, I thought that effect was really cool. Like even now when we're talking about like fantasy swords, it kind of came up out of nowhere. I haven't thought about this anime in ages. It's also from a time when, you know, English, because I watched it in English when I did, and English voice acting in anime was a little rough around the edges too, but it's a bit charming, I feel. Claymore was inspired by this. Claymore was its own thing, I think, but Vampire Hunter D was one of those older mangas. I haven't seen Claymore. But the dubs, yeah, the dubs. I love the dubs. They're so charming. Okay, let's scale Forte down a bit. I'm just gonna be like poking at things that I kind of don't need to work on otherwise. So, scale her down a bit. The dubs and the fan translations. Yeah, the fan dubs, when they would just do that to old shows. That's really funny. There you go. We need to fill in the mind the gap. Some of the dubs that were self-aware. Yeah, definitely. There's some that kind of, honestly, that's a little bit of a shame at times. I remember there being like, there's some translations and stuff like that. If people don't care for the original material, they might just, it turns into a funny meme later maybe, but I feel like it's a bit disrespectful to the actual content of it all. I remember reading at some point that someone like admitted to having worked on like doing translation work, and they don't care for visual novels at all, so they were just kind of messing around and writing the wrong things here and there. Never saying which game it was, but the fact that they just kind of were messing around with that, and then it got released as it was, and I think they had to patch it later on again. Because like no one checks these, and who plays these anyway, and then just kind of go on and meme the heck out of it. Meanwhile, you have people that might be waiting for a new otome game or a visual novel, and then you just get really bad translations. Lack of quality control, because there's so many lines in those games to translate, so I don't think anyone would really quality control them. But I guess that's also a good way to never get hired again if once the backlash happens, you know. Hi Mushiro. All your base are belong to us. What was that again? Was that something that it was based off an old game, right? Like an arcade game. I think I might have played the game because I really like I was really looking to a lot of arcade games at some point. Zeroing, yeah. Actually, I was tinkering around it with a little portable unit of mine that I have, and I remember that was part of it. So many otome games had bad translations even though it's risen in popularity a lot. Yeah, like with the Switch and everything, like you get a lot of otome games in there, so I get that a lot of people want to get in on that, but the fact that you wouldn't quality control it, that's such a shame. And the fact that whoever they hired were just that mean about it to not say anything less favorable. Very old game. They translated from Japanese to English. I thought the game was really fun. I like shooter games. One of my favorite games is Gradius 5 on the PS2. So much so that I have like I played it so much that I before the PS2 kind of really completely already outlived its generation by like 2 generations, I think. But by the end of its lifespan, I still kind of bought a couple of my favorite games to keep them as sealed copies. To my surprise, apparently, that favorite game of mine is very difficult to kind of emulate, so it becomes like a benchmark. But anyway, yeah, I really like shooter games. I played a lot of bullet hells at some point. I never got super good at them, but I thought they were really fun. I did play some Toho games. Those usually when you say bullet hell, it's kind of synonymous with Toho as well. Come to think of it, it would have made sense to draw some Toho in my crossover. Favorite PlayStation game was one of the ones that use physical gun controllers that use the pixels on the CRTs. Yeah, I like those too. Kind of like Tetris. Yeah, the locking in, the good music, trying to figure out the patterns. They're pretty patterns. It's like fireworks. Vampire something. Oh, I don't know that. I know of Time Crisis. That was a very common arcade game in Sweden. Like probably one of the last kind of arcade games you found everywhere. Time Crisis 2. I feel like if a bar had any arcade games anymore, it was Time Crisis 2. It's like Time Crisis 2 and Outrun 2 for some reason. They just spread everywhere. And then no other games. Hi, Dragon Death. Vampire Knight. Oh. I don't know that one. I played one on the... I know that they weren't really the same, but I played a bunch of them on the Wii. Because, they kind of work like light guns, but not really, because it kind of works like a mouse pointer more so. But I did play like Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles, and the Dead Space one, and what is it called? There was a game called Squad something. Time Squad? No. I don't know. I never did play the House of the Dead stuff. But yeah, I really like those. There's something about the whole like holding a makeshift, at least like a Joy-Con, or having a gun peripheral, and then it's just kind of waiting, beep 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 beep, moving from one part to the other, and then it goes action. Hi Jennifer. House of the Dead, nice. I know I've seen some of the older ones because of the voice acting is really funny, where they kind of just say the lines but not really deliver it like they should. It's like oh no, a civilian got attacked by a zombie. They look at the civilian and they go like, there was nothing we could do. And then they move on. Oh no. And then you had like a boss that that overacts as well. That's always really funny. To me, it's always so funny with older games and voice acting when the not necessarily bad voice acting, but the fact when the line delivered doesn't match the intensity of the situation. Yeah, either overacting. Sometimes it's funny when it's kind of, you know, like they're just reading from a script. Not funny at the time where you're kind of like, what is this? I paid money for this, but afterwards. How's the piece coming along? You tell me. You see it. I think it's looking pretty good. But I'm having fun talking about all kinds of stuff. I guess I'm in a hooty mood today. An old water jet ski game on the PS2. Really? Oh no. Oh, we were talking about this at some point. The old arcade games that had like voice samples, you know, like the beat 'em ups and stuff. I think I said that I would have it sampled. I would have it sampled for and play the sound. But the sound bit when playing Phasmophobia with people, like with some friends a long time ago, like older Phasmophobia before the big revamp. I just have like little sound bites ready. So in the middle of everything, suddenly it's like hooyah, ah. Everyone's listening for the. It got revamped at some point. They kind of like reset the store and everything, and you know, all the money got reset and stuff. So it's always really funny to do because for one, I can do the text-to-speech voice as well, like it used to sound. I can sound like this whenever I want. So, first of all, you would go with the what is it called? The voice box? Spirit box. That's what it's called. So, people be like, give me a sign. And then I would just say, behind. Behind. How old are you? Young. Old. Behind. So they were all like, oh, and then other times it would just kind of like, you know, it was kind of dangerous almost at the end of it all. And they'd be like, give us a sign. And then I'd just be like, Hadouken! Ah! It's from nowhere. Yeah, it's so funny. You may have gathered that I really like to do like silly voices and sound effects, especially imitating stuff like synthetic voices and stuff like that. It goes for cartoony voices too, but I'm not super good at those. Sometimes I can nail them, but it's a bit of a I'm kind of winging it when I do. Like the what is that the slug lady from Monsters Inc. For instance, that's a really funny voice. You know which one I mean? Ross, thank you. I'm watching you. You're late again, Joy. These papers were due yesterday. Always watching. Yeah, it's always funny to do voices like that. And that text-to-speech voice sounds like Otto, depending if I tense my vocal cords in a certain way. It sounds like Otto from the autopilot from WALL-E. Captain, you know that one? No. Whenever he goes like, "Look what I got, Otto," and the exclamation from the autopilot that goes, "No," you know, like very. I love doing the no. Actually, generally. Captain. Sir. Like I will drop, like, I don't know, I'll drop the salt or something on the counter and I'll go like, no, out of nowhere. Who does the Pokemon Best contest I've heard? Oh gosh. I don't even know if I can do a Pokemon. I guess I could use Roz to be to do Wobbuffet, I guess. Maybe. I haven't even thought about it. There's so many to choose from. Yeah, I mean I haven't exactly seen the anime for like a bunch of them. Ross is essentially Squirtle and maybe Wobbuffet. If I think about it. Goldeen? Oh, is that the Goldeen one? If I had to do impressions to let's say that's like a point system and like a team-based thing, like, you know, you have to have your whoever is on your team, and you have to kind of and you have to do impressions and the other person needs to guess it in order for you to get points, that kind of game. There's a couple of very obvious ones. You know, like Mario would be one, I think. Without saying it's a me Mario, because that would be like, be cheating. I wonder which ones I would use. So probably like straight, like first of all, it would be kind of, here we go! Yeah, that kind of stuff. What if we make it, what if it was trickier to do? What if it was trickier? It's like if the other opponent, if the opponent team could guess two, so then you have to pick one that is kind of obscure that maybe your partner would know, but not the opponent. I'm just thinking, like, otherwise like Yoda would be easy enough to do as well. But then they would know. They would know. Luigi. Oh wow. Mario. Mario. Luigi. Wah. Luigi. Wah, 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 wah. Luigi. Mario. Ato potato. Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing and a half. I wonder what I would try. Because it's almost like no repeats, essentially, right? Yeah, it's really funny to do. It's really funny. It makes you look really silly, but you're having a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun. You're probably having fun at hearing me do his silly voices. Everyone wins. What does Alan? What does that? Who is that? Out of the voices you've heard me do, Bloomies, which one is the one that kind of surprises the most? And Prison Wall doesn't count. Hey, Moana. Oh. Yeah. The silly voice, the really like non-verbal voices. Text to speech. Okay, cool. Cool. Robot text to speech. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, that one is a bit weird. Definitely text to speech. Yeah, that one was I can see that one being the winner. Is it? No, it's not. It's not. If you do it right, it's not tricky. Also, when you do that really deep gravelly, the demon, the dragon voice, that one is really tricky, really harsh on the vocal cord. Yeah, that one I cannot do for a longer time. The text to speech one, it's funny enough I can. That jump scared me the first time I heard it. I'm so sorry.
I am but a dragon.
Really fun to extend it and really make it rumble. And your clown tooth. That one even surprised Umi, who's a pro voice actress. Hello, Malfoy's princess. Welcome. I say as a princess. The clown tooth. Have you guys heard the clown tooth? I even gave the instructions how to do it. I don't think I have. Okay. Well, you basically, you're basically just walking around, like looking around, not seeing anything, and suddenly you just step on something going. It just goes like that. So silly. I think like Umi was like, I need to know how to do that. I can walk around like conventions and just make people think that someone made that sound and then there's no horn. because I don't even need to move my mouth for it. It's like let's see, how did I explain it? And you're probably going to be doing it wherever you're there right now. Thank you for the vibes. No worries, the vibes are pretty silly today. Welcome back anytime, Succubus sisters. Take care. Basically, when you gasp, like it comes from a gasp first. That's the second part of the sound. So it's basically an exhale, inhale. The gasp is an inhale, a sharp one. You know, it goes like you know, kind of like that kind of gasp. Hand. You can even put your hand to your chest or something, like you're surprised, like kind of a thing. That's the second one. The first one is just like a outwards, like a high. So you do the. You get it? That one? That's how you do it. And then you just have to practice for clean, less air, more clean sound. And you get the. You have to contract your larynx in order to do that. This is already public knowledge in the channel. It's so silly. It's super silly. But some of the like sound effects are kind of silly. This is part of. Yeah. If you have a doggo nearby, yes, you're probably gonna make them be like, "Are you okay?" Yeah, that's how that sound works. That's probably why I'm also so well, I'm also so like interested in everything that is sound design and stuff, because in order to do certain sounds, you might want some like a microphone to really push it close to your mouth to really do the like a use the kind of distortion that you get from breathing, maybe even from breathing into a microphone. You know, it kind of gets some kind of like kind of, you can do like a wind blowing and explosion sounds, or even like really loud booms by just blowing into a mic. So if you do it controlled, you can get really nice sharp booms and explosion sounds and stuff. I think I mentioned on the channel when I was talking about the like sound design of things, like in the second lore video when I'm being pinned down, one of like Plumy's best of pictures, when I'm being pinned down by evil, when we land, there's this really loud thud. And in order to actually make it sound like a thud, it's a combination of a bunch of sounds. Yeah, that's some of your finest work there, Mary. When I found out they made a fluttering of bird wings with just some piece of rubber tire flapping together. Yeah, definitely. That's how you do it. I love videos of people putting sound effects on trailers that don't have sound. Like, I'll get back to what I was saying in just a moment. I think Tears of the Kingdom, you know, the Zelda game where Link is falling from the sky. I think the initial trailer didn't have a sound effect for it, so someone was just kind of putting the sound on it. And him falling through the air, kind of blow against like a bottle, a plastic bottle, or a hollow plastic bottle. Like you cut down the bottom of it and blow through it, so you get the whole like wind tunnel kind of effect. as he's falling. And then right when he opens up his glider, it was actually just a normal baseball cap that was kind of folded, and then they just kind of whip it like it opens. I use that a lot for my voice packs when wings open or flap and flutter and stuff as well. Like now I hear the wings. I hear my wings flap every time I make the bed, because you know, you just kind of put the covers and just kind of flap it up. Yep, that's it. That was the sound. It makes for a really good feathery wing flap if you have like heavy covers, that just kind of flap, like or a piece of heavy cloth that just kind of flap, and also leaves. The rustling of leaves, if you speed it up or slow it down, you get the kind of like effect. You combine the two together to make a nice wind flap. It's not what it sounds like. It never is what it sounds like. But that's not what you're trying to do when you do sound design. You're just trying to convince people. You're doing the sound people expect, not what it actually sounds like. You know? Why can I not? There we go. Okay, it wasn't responding for a mo. Foley is one of the most creative things. It's awesome what you can do with it. Is that what it's called? Like making sounds. It's definitely one of those things that I just kind of like, I have no idea what the terminology is in any of it. I just kind of know that it should sound a bit like this. And then I hear, you know, the names like, I don't know, a little bit of mixing and leveling and mastering. So I don't know, I just need wind flaps that sound, that those don't clash with the other sounds. So I adjust it as such. So, oh, that's really well, like levels. The levels are so good. So, sure, thumbs up. Hi, Nico. Welcome. The magical making the things make noise is Foley, but layering of multiple sounds is... Ah, okay. And then also recording said sounds as well. Oh, there's this video from a symphony, like orchestra performance. I think they do like a Tom and Jerry performance, and the percussion guys are having a field day with that one, because they're recreating all the sounds of like bah, ah. Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. Everyone's just really playing the musics, and everything is really nice, jazzy, and has some really good beats. And then you have the two guys just going like boom, ah, oh, ah, hitting like I don't know, pots and pans and stuff. So funny. No, that's way too much. Overlay. I think I'll just have to adjust the overlay. Yeah, that's better. Thing about sound effects and everything like that, it does make you look a bit silly. So you kind of have to be all right with looking silly to do them. It kind of takes me back to a collab I had at one point, talking about these things and how I like to do them and whatnot. And while we still had fun, you could tell that the other person found it a little was like a bit uncomfortable in how cringy it could be to just kind of do, let's say, what are they called, the minions, for instance, from Despicable Me. So yeah, you just do it. You don't look back. You don't think twice about cringe or not cringe, you know. But then also, I'm here as a performer. Let us perform. Are you not entertained? Yeah, basically. I think you get calm voice me plenty. Stands like the middle of the arena, like hoot hoot, hoot hoot. This one? Maybe this one. Maybe it needs to be a little bit greener, a little bit more to the aqua side, this blue, but I'll put it where it needs to go first and change it after. Yeah, more of that, like that. Just get this facial work done. The one thing I've never been very good. Question: How do you find these poses? You can find them all kinds of places. This one in particular I had saved a long time ago. I usually save pictures as I browse around if I see something that looks cool. I really like it had another pose, but I kind of changed a bit of this, which kind of changes the center of balance, the character. But this pose I got help from Harrier in adjusting it a bit. Because I don't really have a proper reference for this pose. I found one a long time ago. I got it a bit from a sketch that I had done before too. Her face needs a little bit less it's just gesture to all of me. Yep. A little bit less of this and more that and less this. It needs a little bit of a gradient map, I think. Ooh, wow. Wow. Ooh, can I do I have a drama. I had drama voice. Hello? Oh. There you go. Overray. That one cut out? Yeah, I figured it would. Catches it. I'm using myself as reference. Yeah, that's a really good way too. Esquire? Who? E33? Wasn't that mentioned earlier? Expedition 33, thank you. Hey, tell I don't play RPGs, nor look their way anymore. I'm pretty sure it's very award-winning and everything from last year. Line of action, is that a... Hey Blaze, is that like a resource? A good place to get action poses also is from just screenshotting things, taking a picture of an anime you're watching or something like that. It's an action RPG, man. You know what? I would have played the hoot out of that about maybe 5 years ago. Last game I played through fully was Elden Ring before the DLCs and everything. Before Night Rain, exactly, before Night Rain. By Night Rain, I had already dropped it as playing longer RPG games as pastime. In favor of doing this, gestures to the channel. I think it was a pretty good trade-off, personally. Thank you. Is Forte your favorite character for Room Factory 4? Yeah. Yeah. There are other characters in Room Factory 4? What's going on with your face, Porta? What's going on with your face? But this one and this one. And these, yeah. One, I don't know. Man, I look forward to Saturday. I'm gonna be doing artsy taxi. And I'm gonna draw Alucard and everything. It's gonna be so cool. I'm looking forward to that one. I prepped the references and everything. I'm looking forward to drawing something that's very that kind of resembles the Symphony of the Night. Kind of beautiful, elegant art style. Oh, speaking of voice acting, yeah, you guys know that one from the Castlevania animated series? Which version of Alucard? I don't know, because Steffi asked me to draw Alucard from Castlevania. While I don't mind the version of Alucard from the animated series, as he reminds me a little bit of, like, actually, now that I think about it, quite a lot of Vampire Hunter D. I like Alucard from the style of Symphony of the Night. Which version of Alucard? Yes, he's immortal. It's always the same. Do I need to say it? I will pick a very obscure version of Alucard otherwise. Helsing. Oh. No, from Castlevania specifically. But which version of Alucard from Castlevania? There are a couple of them. I will say I may not be looking into a lot of games to play, but I've had a lot of fun with Tomodachi Life. And in terms of games that I'm looking forward to, an upcoming Castlevania one I'm definitely excited about, because they bring back one of my favorite, like, whip wielders of the series that they actually tried to write out. They didn't think it fit the canon, so they changed the story. I really like Castlevania, by the way. I really like Castlevania. Wow, level 90. Wows. How do I overlay? Why is everything overlay? There you go. Yeah, I guess so. If you have a lot of them, I can't think of more to make right now. I'm also on the commission grind again, because I want to get some of the pretty art done. So Tomodachi Life is a bit on break. Okay, I think there's one adjustment I need to make, which is to the dress. And then I'll just merge it. I'm just gonna merge it. Yeah, it needs to be less saturated. Ah! Saturated. Darker. Maybe even bluer? There you go. That's the one. I think. Let me look around a little bit more. Yeah, that works. That's fine. Yes, okay. There's still a lot of stuff to do here, but I think I find it easier to work with. Let me just save first. Do a good old save. And yeah. Time to paint on top of everything. Merge selected layers. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Time to paint onto the character. Need to also sketch out the other character, because it's gotta be 2 characters at the very least, you know? Those are the rules. Watch me just draw Pac-Man or something. Like, oh no, I'm running out of time. Let's pick another character. And it's just almost like a half circle, just a waka waka. Nah, don't wanna do it easy mode. It's a challenge. It's an art challenge. Very pretty. Thank you. Hi, Story. Time to get some details in. The eyes don't really need to have that much detail because they're not that big and it's not a fully centered on the face portrait, but I think it would look nicer if she had a bit more detail on her face. I think the face is what catches your attention first of all, so I'm just using my textured brush and kind of doing a second pass over everything. You just take your dry brush and you just do like quick strokes over everything. A second pass gives it some nice texture. It makes everything look very deliberate. I'm gonna go back in with a smaller brush after and do a little bit of a touch up, like a little bit of lighting on it after. But that is for later. We shouldn't get ahead of ourselves, you know. We do the pre-work first. Preparation is key, and if you do the pre-work, you kind of already done half the work. something profound anecdote. Being this zoomed in, it's very tempting to start putting in a lot of details on the face, all the small details on her face. But if I publish, like if I once I post this and call it done, it's gonna be resized heavily so. So you're not gonna see all the fancy details. So the best thing to do is to work with what you are gonna register. If you have a 2-monitor setup, if you're using Clip Studio Paint, I'm gonna give you a little proper tip here. You have the navigator window that you could use to get like a visual of what you see. Let's see if I can even bring it up here if it works. Navigator is up here. Does it see it? It doesn't see it, right? No, it doesn't. I need to put it into the actual. Yeah, there you go. So you can have a fluid navigator window that shows you the picture as a whole and kind of shows you what you're looking at. But I personally prefer to make a new. If you go to the menu called Window, Canvas, and then you do something called a new window. Then you create a new window based off your current drawing. So if you draw, and then let me see if I can show you how that works. Canvas, new window. Then it just makes a second copy of your drawing here. See, it's the same one. And if you draw something on one, it automatically gets drawn on the other. Because they are the same ones, it's just 2 windows of the same drawing. Yeah. Now you can just grab, ooh, some nice tasty food. You can just grab the window and pull it out on its own. And I can just do a window capture here, add source window capture just to show you how it works. Second window, Clip Studio. I'm gonna call it that. Here, and I'm gonna capture that one. I think it's this one, yeah. There. So now I pulled it to my other magic mirror. So this is a window on its own somewhere else. So that one is smaller. You see I see the full character in that small window, yeah. So just leave that on a second monitor where you can have it without it really messing about with your view, because you guys see it here. I don't have anything here on my end, right? And then you just go in really close and start working. This is a good like, not everyone needs this, but it's a good tip if you do need it. You start working close like you would to do your details. But every so often you should have a look at the other window to really tell if the details you're doing. If I were to like, oh, you know what? She's gonna have like a little nose ring, like a little thing right there, you know, a little, like, okay, it's gonna be really cool. And she's gonna have like a nose pierce and stuff. And when you look, if I look at the other window up there, I can't even tell I did that. I can't even tell I did that. In fact, it looks like I just drew something looks like this. So that is like a piece of detail that if you are really zoomed in and you're trying to make that look like, okay, the glossiness is here, the shading there, everything, you know, then you're kind of putting in a lot of effort that's not going to be seen in the full picture. Is what I'm trying to say. There's a good way to just kind of every so often just hit the reset kind of fit canvas button, but if you can afford the screen space to do a second window, you can just have it there, have that. Because it is super valid if my picture was just a portrait of her. But it's not. Her face is actually quite small in the picture, and Link is going to be here too, so you're not going to pay a lot of attention. So what I would like people to notice is her eyes. They're quite dark right now, so it might actually be more beneficial that I just use the same eye color with a glow dodge layer and kind of just bring up the brightness of it. It makes her eyes look beautiful, even though there's really not a lot of details on it, but it makes them stick out a bit more. We're just gonna just brighten them up a little bit. But they don't need a lot of detail because this is kind of what you're gonna see. What I would like to do otherwise is kind of just work on like the nose not looking very it's like a very like how do you say that, sloppy dot, just like a little dot that doesn't have much purpose. I would want to show her teeth, but if I do too much of it, it's gonna pull too much attention. I can close this window now, but you guys get the point. But so if you just show a little bit of white there, it might actually look like a fang, something like that. It's one of those things that might help you kind of decide whether or not, like, oh, should I do it like this or should I do it like that? I learned that this is a tip I got from someone I knew that did card art for trading card games a long time ago. He would do vehicles, like sci-fi vehicles, for certain quite popular trading card games. It's pretty cool. He got the gig so long ago. But then he just said, like, I kind of asked because I felt like the pictures were a bit unfinished when he kind of showed me the illustrations that he had made. And he said, like, yeah, but people are not going to be able to see these parts, so it's fine if they look a bit blurry because they're going to be printed on a little, like, you know, a little like cardboard card. It's not even going to be half the size of a play card, you know. It's going to be in a window, so you just gotta have to sell the general feel of it all, the impression, more so than all the details. But it's fine to do that because people's brains fill in the rest. Use case is important for not wasting effort. Definitely, that is definitely the case. Some people still post like their pictures fully scaled online. I advocate heavily against that. For someone that has gotten my art taken and attempted to be sold off by other companies, even on the likes of Amazon and stuff, on other products, on other merch, they failed. Why? Because they tried to make tapestry out of a picture that is not bigger than a like, you know, cell phone background. Because they don't get anything other than the low resolution thing. Also, it's much more viable now to do it that way, because people will like or dislike and scroll on, so there's just going to be a feed. People are scrolling. It's actually kind of difficult to zoom in and look at details unless you show them deliberately as the artist. Instagram, I don't think you can zoom in on Instagram, for instance. I think you can pinch and zoom and see some details, but as soon as you let go, it just goes back to what it actually was. So that's kind of where this style comes from, because if you compare the work of the very kind of sketchy painterly style that I've done here with the more refined one that I would do for commissions, because like the plumies get a painterly style, but they also get a pretty sharp outline, because it is a picture that people are going to be looking at and maybe print out for themselves or kind of have as their own display picture or something, right? But then it's more important to actually be able to deliver that stuff. You guys saw Joy's Joy uses portrait, for instance, while still being painterly in many ways. It's still kind of got the details where it counted. Yeah, I think like Harrier says, the use case is very important to keep in mind, and I've lost track of that many times. I've lost track of you know, kind of just automatically just sit around and render something that doesn't really make sense or doesn't matter. It really happens. It happens a lot when I'm streaming as well. When maybe if I'm talking or telling something, or we're talking about sound effects, then obviously my brain is not in the picture. I'm just autopiloting, and I still get work done because I'm used to my process to just kind of know that I can just put a bit of, just kind of let my autopilot put a little bit of details here and there. But at times it's kind of like letting your Mies decorate your island. I will be putting a lot of detail here, meanwhile I should kind of be working on the face, you know? So yeah. I really like drawing, just letting the autopilot do its thing, listen to the music, and just kind of be there. Almost like watching myself get the progress done, just letting things fall into place a bit by bit. But if it's something that needs to be hurried and sped up, then it's very important to consider whether or not some details are going to be seen or not. And that is really smart. I like doing that too. Puts you in the mood for it. And I think it's really important to not just settle for, if you have a specific scene in mind that you feel like would be inspiring, like a game like Skyrim, for instance, or whatever other game kind of puts you in the setting for it. Like for me, if I wanted to draw something that was, I can't do it on stream obviously because copyrighted music, but if I was on the mood to draw something that looked like fantasy sci-fi kind of deal, I would probably listen to Star Ocean, if you guys know the games. But if I'm doing something fantasy RPG, then the soundtrack for Octopath Traveler 120 are pretty good for myself to get into the mood of like what am I trying to do. Song popped up as well because of probably recommendations, but Key versus the Dragon orchestral, pretty good, really short. but pretty good. I looped it a couple of times. Very dramatic. I really like a dramatic song. Battle themes from RPGs are pretty good. I like them. I like the retro RPGs that have the soundtracks. I think I might have written that in my self-introduction too. That I really like discovering old games and stuff via their soundtracks. I used to be subscribed to a channel that was like best video game soundtracks kind of a deal, and you get everything from, I don't know, like Super Nintendo, N64, PS1, and so on. You know. I thank that channel a lot for having experienced Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is a retro RPG that has a really good music, and it's just generally a really good game. Journey is just a beautiful OST for sure. Oh, nice, yeah. I'm whenever I play a game with a good soundtrack that isn't just like, because I feel like older games, not all of them, but older games that do the power rock, melodic rock for their soundtracks, like Ease is a good series that does that. Kind of somewhat modern series that still does that. Maybe even the other Falcom, Nihon Falcom. I'm not very familiar with Trails in the Sky, but they also have pretty good soundtracks. But I'm the kind of RPG player, be it action RPG or a turn-based, that likes to time the music to the attacks that you're doing, you know? Like, oh, you have a full meter to use your ultimate attack, but the music, the good part of the music is coming up, so I'm gonna dodge 2 more attacks before I use it. You know what I mean? Instead of instantly just like, okay, I gotta go. No. It's gotta wait for it. Gotta wait for it. The beat is gonna drop. Okay, go. Bum 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 bum. The drama, yeah. Love the dramatic finishers and battles and everything. I've for work, like when I'm just working on stuff, I've really got hung up on a song. Let's see. Which one is it? It's from E6. Yeah, that one. Stop, can't play it. Not today. It's like he says. DMCA, can't do it. Not today. But doesn't mean that you can't do it. But from Ease, Ark of Napistim, I think that was a PS2 game, action RPG. There is funny enough, they use names that are very regional based, and they have in the world of Ease, they have nations that are equivalent of olden times, like Celtic, Romans, and like the Norse, like Vikings, and a deal like that. Greek. What else do we have? Like it's just straight up like Asterix and Obelix stuff. And I remember thinking out loud, and I'm sorry if anyone here ever listens that has this name, but one of the baddies of the game, I don't know if it's like a double cross or something, but one of the baddies, or their name is Ernst, like this. And for me, growing up as an owlet in Sweden, that name is like, you don't give that name to a cool character. You know what I mean? Oh, I still want to play Harvestella. Ernst is like an older name, and while it may be cool in certain context, I feel like, I don't know if it was like a generational thing, but people that got named Ernst were kind of old by the time I was like when I was an owlet. So it just kind of became this kind of parody name almost for certain kind of, oh yeah, it's your like old neighbor complaining about something, Ernst, you know. Ernst Stieg, oh my gosh. Stieg, I know the name Stieg. There's a combination. They fused. Ernst and Stieg just fused into the ultimate meme character. But yeah, the song is pretty good though. I'm just like, this song is way too, I feel like this song is way too hype to be for a character named Ernst, I felt like. Here you go. But it's an important battle, I think. It's later on in the game or something. It's a very but that song is living rent-free in my head when I go about things. I've been drawing commissions to that. It's like a boss battle song, but the Ease has a lot of good battle themes. Ernstig. It's a word the Dutch use for things like, oh, this is a serious thing. Oh. All of my work for this song then. Is action music compilation. I know this is the one I'm listening to mostly now. There you go. Ernst has a name. Oh, so man, so you do give that name. If you're gonna give that a name to something that stands for what you associate the name for, they would be very very serious, right? Maybe not a bit too much serious business. I don't know. But I kind of find that happens to a lot of things. Like for me, with my with the Swedish thing, I've seen some names for characters that people base off of the significance in order to kind of, you know, give them something cool. And I know that in terms of media that have covered a lot of Viking stuff, you'll see these names, but I remember seeing someone having named their characters. There was a friend of mine that named their characters after this because of just doing OC stuff, right? I never said anything because I wouldn't. But they named the character Ulf, 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 because it means, it just means wolf in Olden Norse. So yeah, cool means wolf, right? And they're like, I don't know, they have something to do with the wolf, or they can transform into a wolf, so they're gonna name them wolf, very on the nose, but in a different language. But to me, all the Ulfs I know, you would just call it Uffe as a nickname, and every Uffe I've known are a certain way, you know. They are a certain way. I'm not gonna say what kind of way they are, in order to just kind of, you know, save a little bit of tail feathers in case there's an Uffe here. But due to that, I could just not see the character then the name fit the character, but that's just because of my own personal associations. But you get that in a with a whole like growing up in a certain nation with certain shows and stuff like that, right? Because at some point you would have a very important character, a comic relief character even, maybe, you know, be named something. And then someone's like, look at my really edgy character, and they're named just like that comic relief character, and you just kind of go like, a little bit of a mismatch. But that's just kind of the associations you have with some kind of popular characters named that, you know. Try naming someone Mickey without thinking of a mouse, kind of a deal. Immediately added both songs. Cool. Hope you like them. The second one is a compilation of a bunch of different songs from the Ease games. Oh yeah, D&D silly character names is really funny. Mikey, maybe. There are a couple of other, there are a couple of other characters that are, you know, go by Mickey. You know, is that they've earned their own rights, so to say. There's even a song, but that was just an example. Associations to the names is what I mean, either way. That the name might mean something very cool and very deserving of being edgy, you know. But the associations of it are like some kind of really popular character. Also catchphrases, because I think the whole Uffa thing, the Ulf thing, it even became this kind of there was even a catchphrase because they made there was like a series of advertisements that featured characters, like recurring characters. I'm sure I've heard something similar happen in the Netherlands with some of the like it might have been like a supermarket kind of an advertisement kind of deal, and it almost became a catchphrase to tell that character, kind of like you know, like knock it off, blah blah blah, because they were just kind of very persistent. So it really did a disservice to everyone that had that name, because then it kind of just became a knock it off, insert name here, just for funsies, because that's what they say on the television, you know. Speaking of silly names, I got one named Trouble. Legolas being the archer from the Lord of the Rings. There was like, I don't know what game it was. I'm supposed to make like an archer in, and I remember using the name Lego Kloss instead, Lego Kloss. And Kloss is just essentially is a brick, so it was really named Lego Brick. In certain context, such as Lego. No, why? It didn't let me. So yeah, Kloss means brick in certain contexts, such as Lego. So you had like, instead of Legolas, it was a Lego Kloss. Lego Kloss. I pity the babies that are called Daenerys when the Game of Thrones was still in season 2. Daenerys. Yeah, very true. All names come from somewhere, so at some point everyone's going to be affected. Gotta run. Have fun, everyone. Okay. Take care, Harrier. I'm gonna round up here soon. So we got some color in. I think Forte looks pretty cool. Might want to have a little bit more on her face to kind of bring out the shape of the face a bit, but otherwise I'm not gonna do more details in this for now. Good thing about beaten up, even though it's like well-maintained armor, is that they tend to not be very glossy, very like mirrored gloss, because Forte just actually uses the armor for the knight duties that she does. So if I were to do a very high def picture of this, I would probably use some wear and tear on everything too. In order to do wear and tear on metal, I'll wrap up with that for now. To do wear and tear on metals, you kind of want to consider, let me do a metal edge here. Just a very basic kind of rectangular piece of metal, I guess. Oh, that's a bit colored, it's fine. Let me put something brighter up in the top. Good way to do wear and tear on material, at least when it comes to metal, is if it's painted. I'll show you that after, but just think about anything that you might have that is like I personally have a like a carabiner, like a carabiner that is kind of colored, but the colors come off a bit. This you will see this on wear and tear on bikes, for instance, like bicycles that have colored stuff as well. But a good way to do it is to consider first. Let me just draw it out here. That the edge will probably get beaten a bit. Like it won't be as smooth of an edge anymore, you know. So you get this kind of unevenness along the edge. So then when you give it like a highlight, you follow that edge. Like say have like a highlight from there. Maybe have a little bit of a kind of light gloss on the actual thing. But you just kind of follow both edges of this. To give the effect of wear and tear. Like this. And you have like a bit of a metal brick or something that just got beaten a bit. Maybe something that was used to defend against something. It got like bam, smacked with something. So you get like a very nice even. You do this for wood as well, but wood isn't glossy, so you wouldn't do it the same way. But if it's painted, then you kind of wanna Yeah, you kind of wanna strip the paint around the edges. It's a bit too painted. Oh, that's what happened. Okay. There you go. Nice uneven paint. Click. And basically you yeah, like you say with the paint, you just kind of want to, especially around the edges. You can do with either a textured eraser or straight up a normal eraser. Wait, this is, am I drawing? No, I'm drawing actually. Okay. But you want to kind of follow the edges, and like Joy says, just flake it. It just flakes so easily. Best is always to have some reference at hand, but the uneven edges of something like metal that's been painted, but it could be like a weapon, it could be like the hilt of something, or usually firearms, I would say. Maybe it would have this kind of effect. But the exposed metal at the edge of it all is the key to it. This is not an effect you would get on all weapons or anything like that. It's like fantasy weapons, they might have some scratches or something at best, but I would assume that Porter would kind of take care of her sword. It's more so kind of like in a survival situation or something, you know, well, you don't have the means to do all the maintenance that you need for something. Armor gets affected by that too, of course, because you might polish and fix up the armor and put oil on it to keep it well maintained, but it still suffers the occasional saving your lifeness that it does. So yeah. Anyway, here's how Fort is looking. Next time, I reckon I'm going to be drawing Link on this side, and I think we go in for details once the characters are both in, and some kind of simple background has been done too. Otherwise, I'm going to be working on her boot and then end up with no background. So we'll figure that out. Once again, for those that didn't see it first, I cooked, literally. I cooked, and I cooked from the Plumey cookbook. The Plumey cookbook that has, you know, this cover is available in the community Discord. You can get it from here.
We have a Plumey community Discord. Use the invite link that got posted in chat to join.
With the cover done by Lapis Dragon, super beautiful. That's me right there. There's a Plumey right there. And I made the first recipe, that is a chicken teriyaki with the illustration made by Nai. And that was my dinner today. It cooked with the cooking. I cooked. Cook, ate, and then cooked, and then considering if I'm gonna be able to finish my entry, am I cooked? Question mark. Long story short, cooked. But yeah, also other things I wanted to say, if you like my art and would want to consider getting a commissions, especially a custom one, you have a is it here? Yeah, this is the most recent one I finished for Joy use in chat. Thank you so much again for the commission, Joy. But here's a portrait of Joy's Plumsona. If you would like to if you want to browse and consider commissioning me, it's true.
Did you know Veal does commissions? It's true. Check out his VGen.
You can check out my VGen. VGen.co/thealchemist, and you can order your own. Now, this is a custom illustration, but you also have the scab illustration where you just give me your character with some general instructions and you get whatever comes out on the other side. As a custom illustration, you get to have a say whether things should look a certain way or not. Joey, for instance, liked me to do the bun a little bit messier to be a bit more in canon. And if I had messed some of the detail up, it would be okay to just be like, you know, that could need some fixing. With the scab, of course, if I completely miss something, like you would have a purple kind of tie. If you have a purple tie, and I draw it blue, and you tell me like, that's supposed to be purple, then of course honor it and fix it, everything. Or some detail that I missed. If Nando, for instance, here was supposed to have glasses and I just rendered the character without glasses, then yeah, obviously it would fix that too. So there's still a say in it, but when it comes to pose and general composition, you would leave that all to me. But it's a cheaper commission if you would like to do that. An even cheaper commission is coming up on Saturday, a chance for that, where I do Artsy Taxi, and then you can look. Here's, for instance, the list of the Artsy Taxi that's coming up. I have a €1 2-minute commission for Kree from Deltora Quest coming up from Lapis, but we have, and also a Mimidachi pin cushion from Critical Role season 4 or chapter 4, and then we have a 50-minute Alucard from Castlevania that's coming up on Saturday. So if you want to have a commission, you could drop a donation for Artsy Taxi while it's live, and you go on the list. If I don't do it on that stream, it'll be on the next one. I tend to do those every so many, like 2 weeks or so. So €1 or dollar equivalent gives you 2 minutes of drawing time. So yeah, ride the taxi before it turns into a limo, and then it's just 1 minute per euro and US in dollars equivalent. But yeah, Artsy Taxi on Saturday. Looking forward to that. Aside from Artsy Taxi, when it comes to driving around, tomorrow we're gonna be driving on a little road trip. I'm gonna be doing an Euro Truck Simulator. I've done that every so often. They're nice and cozy. Are we going on a road trip with the members? So, Alchemists, bring you Capri Suns and road snacks. Get comfy in the back seat, and we just drive and talk about everything and nothing. Thank you so much, Joey. I'm glad you like it. Compliments to the Alchemist headmaster, yeah. Vibing on the roof, sure, if you want to. The weather's been kind of rainy, so it might not be so nice. Time to look out for yellow cars, maybe. Been looking around if there's any DLC available at a decent price, and I might find something that might make it kind of fun. We'll see. Otherwise, we still have a lot of Europe to cover. But yeah, Hutsu everybody, Hutsu. We say Hutsu as short for job well done. Thank you for your hard work. Goes for me, goes for you guys. I've been here drawing and being silly. doing sounds, doing clown horns, being a clown. Yeah. I heard they updated the Dutch ways in Eurotruck. Did they? With what? All the construction that happens everywhere? More traffic. Really? Man. I'm gonna keep getting speeding tickets, I bet. More they updated some places. Okay, I get you. I'm still on the lookout for any Scandinavian or Nordic Horizons, the DLC, because I would wanna check out what it looks like to drive around my old turfs. But yeah, thanks so much for today. What else? Yeah, if you're interested in joining the community art challenge, the current ongoing one, I'll cross over. Then check out the information in the video description or the link that is pinned in chat. And if you're interested in some of the channel merch,
Bill has physical merch now. Check out the link in chat.
we have some merch. Nice and cute with very affordable shipping if you would be interested. There is a acrylic standee with me and also Evil on the back. So you get two sides of it all. There's a sticker sheet, both a matte and a glossy finish, depending on whatever you prefer. And we have an acrylic keychain of a nice chibi me V2 outfit. And a Plumy plush badge, which is just a button, but it's nice and squishy, so you can squish Plumy's cute little cheeks. Really good for any cuteness aggression for anything Plumy, because they're also cute. Speaking of merch, do we have an Oshikatsu tag? What's Oshikatsu? What's that? That's a no, because I don't know what that is. Oshikatsu is like if you're showing off merch and stuff. I think we've just used hashtag Vilhelm Vanderbos for that. If you're posting it on Twitter and stuff. Yeah, I think it's just hashtag Vilhelm Vanderbos. That's fine. Plumy's hanging out and doing stuff. It's like hashtag Plumy's. Showing off merch and appreciation towards your Oshi. I think it's Vilhelm Vanderbos. It works for that, unless you guys want to think of something. But if anything, it will let people know who the Oshi is as well. Because it's not always easy to track back with hashtags who the person is, right? So it's all okay to use. I have all but vanished from Twitter. I don't mean to, because I still want to promote my commissions and anything that I do, and sometimes I just have random thoughts that would make it really good, but I just never get around to it. And I'm also quite like avoidant of it, because most of what I do, if not all that I try to do, is art related, and the site is just a little when it comes to posting anything picture wise and stuff. However, VGen was really clever and made it that if you link how you say that, a feature on VGen, like one of the pictures or the missions that I've done, then it shows the picture fully, even though it's a link. So that might be a good way to do it. But I do still check it. I do check it because Twitter's a good place to keep track of what friends of mine and everything is doing too. So I still have a nice. If I missed any tags, I apologize, because I'm just not very active there. I feel like the Plumy Discord has really given me what like I kind of always wanted in a community. But posting elsewhere, I recognize, is important in order to also bring in other like-minded people into the community that might like it too. You guys tell me that you appreciate the space for the kind of calm and general nice actual sense of community that it gives you, so I'm sure others would too. So yeah, if you post it anywhere, do use hashtag Vilhelm Vanderbos. I do check them every so often at least, so it won't go invisible for too long. And apologies if I've missed out on anything that you posted. I'm trying to figure out where I want what I want to do and where I want to have it right now. But yeah, that said, thank you for your hard work. being here and just being absolutely lovely. So yeah, that's the deal for today. Tomorrow we're gonna go on Eurotruck. Nice for a nice little road trip. Not sure if I'm gonna do binaural. Binaural usually adds to the experience, but I've had a bit of trouble with that. I might try it out, but I'm gonna see if I can get it working properly again. But if not, it's just gonna be normal microphone. Yeah, tomorrow for the members. On Friday, you have to be a channel member for that stream. Because channel members, they pay a bit every month in order to have a, to get that stream. I don't think there's been a lot of gifted. Day after tomorrow? Oh, sorry. Oh my goodness. It's been a while since I streamed on Thursday. You're right. Thank you, Plumies. Day after tomorrow for the members on Friday. We're going on a road trip. And then, on Saturday is Artsy Taxi. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, let's see if there's anyone to raid. I know a certain freelance artist fun guy has a lot of things to catch up on when it comes to Donothon things. So I'm sure that is a surefire place to go. But might not be live. No, actually not live. Yeah. Okay. All right. We haven't raided into this person before. But they're part of Floratelier. That word. Sylvie is one of the streamers for Floratelier. That is the group that Captain Camille put together, specifically for European VTubers and kind of wholesome content, more so. I like their vibes, so we're gonna go to Sylvie that's playing Dark Cloud on the PS2. That's a game I played a long time ago. I like Dark Cloud 2 a lot, so I tried 1. It was really a different kind of game, but it's cool to see some PS2 games, and we're talking about older games before. So let's give Sylvie a try, okay? Let me just set it up. And then I'll see you on Friday, members. And I'll thank the Sugar Plumies. Let's see. Looking forward to seeing your crossover entries, and I'm also gonna have a look that in case I actually have made a place for you to post on the Discord yet. Sylvie. Be ready as I will post it. I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna end it. Boom, full tavern, just like, wave. Ooh, ooh, ooh. There we go. Raid is ready. Raid message is a nice hoot hoot. Let's see, raid message. Oh yeah, good work on that one. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Just gonna take a quick look and appreciate, and then try not to memorize too much, because it's always fun to get the genuine, like, right, oh my gosh, when I actually look closer at it on the feature stream. So join me in giving a nice little hoot hoot to Sylvie that's playing Dark Cloud. And yeah, have a nice, good job on getting past hump day, middle of the week, halfway to the weekend. Proud of you all. Let's give thanks to the Sugar Plumies. This art challenge was brought to you by our grand sponsors, the Sugar Plumies. Sugar Plumies are a membership of the channel that they pay a little bit extra every month just to help me kind of keep the channel going. Everything you guys donate, merch that you buy, and donations that you do for Artsy Taxi, or just generally to make Plumie Talk, or merch from the from the other store, like the Vegan store and commissions, everything goes towards keeping the channel going. Because this is really, I love doing this. It's having such a fun time with everyone, and I want to keep this going. So everything goes towards that. Thank you all so much already for your support. If you don't have any money or don't like to or can't donate for whichever reason, your support being here and chatting and leaving a comment is a lot of help as well. Liking the stream while it's live and hyping the stream after as well. It helps bringing more people in that might enjoy their time here. So thank you so much. Sugar Plumies, they get the same content as the other members, but the extra they get, that's like a personalized or a personal thank you every stream. So, yeah, this art challenge was brought to you by Joyous. Thank you so much for being a Sugar Plumie. I really appreciate it. Actually, Joyous, thank you so much for being a Sugar Plumie. I really appreciate it. Mary Mage, thank you so much for being a Sugar Plumie. I really appreciate it. Natsu, thank you so much for being a Sugar Plumie. I really appreciate it. Ciel, thank you so much for being a Sugar Plumie. I really appreciate it. Milova, thank you so much for being a Sugar Plumie. I really appreciate it. Burp Kai, thank you so much for being a Sugar Plumie. I really appreciate it. Micah, thank you so much for being a Sugar Plumie. I really appreciate it. Neko, thank you so much for being a Sugar Plumie. I really appreciate it. Steffi, thank you so much for being a Sugar Plumie. I really appreciate it. Lapis, thank you so much for being a Sugar Plumie. I really appreciate it. Nyajime, thank you so much for being a Sugar Plumie. I really appreciate it. Tempted to do the thank you in Ross's voice, but that would completely wreck my voice, so I'll just do a collective one.
Sugar Plummies, I see you. Thank you so much.
Okay, that's all I could muster. Take care, everybody. Have a nice rest of your week. See you for the road trip on Friday, and Artsy Taxi on Saturday. For now, we say bye bye, bye 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 bye, bye 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 bye. Stay lovely, everybody. See you again real soon. Doei doei. Dag.